In 1917, the United States entered the First World War without a single tank of its own. A century later, it fields one of the most advanced armored vehicles ever built. How did America go from borrowing tank designs to dominating modern armored warfare? This is the evolution of American tanks. When the United States joined World War I, tank warfare was still experimental. Britain and France had already introduced armored vehicles to break the stalemate of trench warfare. America, however, had none. To move quickly, the US adopted the French Renault FT design. It was revolutionary for its time, featuring a fully rotating turret, rear-mounted engine, and a crew compartment in the front. This layout would become the global standard. The American-produced version became the M1917 light tank. It closely resembled the French design but used American components, including a different engine and armament. But industrial challenges slowed production. Blueprints had to be converted from metric to imperial standards. Factories struggled to adapt. By the time the first M1917s were completed, the war was already over. America's first tank never saw combat, but it laid the foundation for everything that followed. 2 decades later, the world was at war again. This time, America would not be unprepared. The tank that defined U.S. armored power in World War II was the M4 Sherman. It wasn't the most heavily armored tank of the war. It wasn't the most powerful, but it didn't need to be, because the Sherman was designed for something different: mass production. Nearly 50,000 were built between 1942 and 1945. Factories across the United States produced them at astonishing speed. Parts were standardized. Engines were reliable. Damaged tanks could be repaired quickly and returned to battle. The Sherman became the backbone of Allied armored forces in Europe and the Pacific. It balanced mobility, firepower, and protection, and most importantly, it was everywhere. But not all American tanks were built for direct confrontation. The M3 Stuart was fast and agile. Designed for reconnaissance and rapid movement, it excelled in scouting roles during the early stages of the war. However, as German armor improved, its light 37mm gun struggled against heavier opponents. Then there was the unusual M3 Lee. Built as a stopgap measure, it mounted a 75mm gun in the hull and a smaller 37mm gun in a turret above. It looked awkward. It was tall, and its main gun had limited traverse. But early in the war, it provided much-needed firepower in North Africa. As American industry matured, better designs followed. Near the end of the war, the United States introduced the M26 Pershing. Armed with a powerful 90mm gun and equipped with torsion bar suspension for improved stability, the Pershing was built to confront Germany's heavy Panther and Tiger tanks on equal terms. Though it arrived late in World War II, it proved its value in Korea, where it outmatched Soviet-designed armor. World War II transformed American tank production from experimental beginnings into an industrial force. But the next shift would redefine tank doctrine entirely. After World War II, the nature of armored warfare changed. Instead of separating tanks into light, medium, and heavy categories, military planners began moving toward a single concept: the main battle tank. One vehicle capable of performing every armored role. The M48 patent, introduced in the early 1950s, marked a major step in this direction. With its rounded cast turret and 90mm gun, It improved protection and firepower. Thousands were produced. It served extensively in Vietnam, where durability and mobility proved essential in difficult terrain. Building on this design came the M60 tank. Armed with a powerful 105mm gun and powered by a diesel engine, the M60 became the first American tank officially designated as a main battle tank. It would remain in service for decades, becoming a NATO standard during the Cold War. But even this was not the final evolution. The most dramatic transformation was still to come. In 1980, the United States introduced a tank that represented a complete break from previous designs, the M1 Abrams. Designed during the height of Cold War tension, it was built to counter massive Soviet armored formations in Europe. Its armor was revolutionary. Instead of relying solely on thick steel, it used composite layers of ceramics, steel, and specialized materials to defeat both shaped charges and kinetic penetrators. Later variants incorporated depleted uranium armor for even greater protection. Its firepower evolved as well. Initially armed with a 105mm gun, it was later upgraded to a 120mm smoothbore cannon capable of engaging targets with deadly precision. Combined with advanced fire control systems and thermal imaging, the Abrams could accurately fire while moving at high speed. And unlike previous American tanks, it used a gas turbine engine. This multi-fuel engine gave the Abrams incredible acceleration and speed, allowing it to maneuver across the battlefield with unexpected agility. During the Gulf War, the Abrams demonstrated overwhelming superiority, destroying opposing armored forces at long range with minimal losses. For the first time, American armor was not just competitive, it was dominant. From the wood-wheeled M1917 that never saw combat, to the mass-produced Sherman that flooded battlefields, from the Cold War patents that redefined doctrine, to the turbine-powered Abrams that reshaped modern warfare. American tanks did not evolve overnight. They evolved through necessity, through industry, through innovation. In just over 100 years, they transformed from experimental steel boxes into some of the most advanced armored vehicles on Earth. And the evolution continues. If you enjoyed this journey through the history of American armored warfare, consider subscribing for more deep dives into military technology and history. And in the comments, which tank would you choose to command?